Good morning. It is the day before Thanksgiving and things here are revving up into a fever pitch, trying to get everything ready. So I am off to go meet my dad because he is going to help me put these little flower arrangements together. And so I thought I'd show you how my table is coming along. Okay, so I've got my foldable rental tables here. The cloths arrived and I cannot wait to put them on there and see what they look like. And then all of the pumpkins are all in place. I put some of the succulents from my husband's party in and around. So I figured I would do a succulent, an arrangement, a succulent kind of all the way down. It's just the colors were so perfect for the pumpkins. So I'm hoping we can find some sort of natural components to put in these little bud vases. My dad was saying that Trader Joe's has little wheat shafts, which I thought could be kind of cute with some, herbs and maybe some berries. There are some fabulous berries growing on the side of my house. See, I'm hoping I can get these berries because they look so pretty and they are sort of growing over. Doesn't that make them fair game? They're sort of this gorgeous like apricot color. All right, well, off I go. We'll see what we can find. Well, Trader Joe's was all out of the wheat shafts, but we did find some other selection of natural components that I think will be really pretty, like this beautiful variety of eucalyptus. I just love that sage green and these little almost like berries that are growing off it. And then we were able to clip just a few branches off the berry tree. All right, now, are you waiting to see the tablecloths? I did get them back.
Yes.
Here they are.
Okay.
They're done, and let's just see what they look like.
Ooh.
All right. Let's just see how the pleating looks. So, see, you can see the pleat. I just think the pleats really make them look tailored and finished. All right, great. Yeah, that looks good. I mean, it's a little wrinkly. Do you think it's okay to iron this, or you think the sun will just...
I think that it will hang out, but you can touch it up with a steamer if you wanted to, because these have been in the box for a while.
Yeah, they have. I put them in my little box. All right, great. Well, I think that's actually looking good. Now, a lot of you guys have been asking me the measurements of these tablecloths. So I don't have the exact measurements, but I do know it's a 6-foot foldable table, the kind that they're pretty standard. You can get them at any home improvement store. Then take the fabric of choice to your local workroom. Any place that does upholstery should be able to make these cloths for you. I love just having them pleated because I think then they hang at the corners really nicely. And to make sure that they go all the way to the floor, because that then hides any of the legs or anything you want to put under them. Let me see. Yeah, oh, it's so pretty.
And I think your idea of using natural items is a great idea.
Yeah, I just think it works so well, especially when you're entertaining outdoors.
Yes.
Oh, that's so pretty.
And if you remember when we did a natural Christmas, this is a natural Thanksgiving.
There you go. That's so pretty. I love that. Now, can you tell us the story of your flower arranging career?
Well, certainly. When I was in grammar school and high school, my mother knew this local florist, and she was very, very creative, Mrs. Harrington. And she said, my son's looking for a job. Would you be interested in talking to him? And I had put together an arrangement, and I brought it into my interview.
How old were you in your interview?
I must have been 14, 16, around there. And she really enjoyed what I had done. And I worked there all through the holidays and what have you.
That's
and
so
I
great.
really learned the floral business, and it served me well.
That's so great. Well, especially with all of your design career, everything. That's so
Subtle,
pretty. I
right?
love that.
Yeah.
See, I mean, you just take like 2 things and it's like, ta-da.
I am a big believer in simple flower arrangements, and I like them to look like you've gone to the garden and picked them.
Exactly. Or the garden has picked them for you and Mother Nature has just done her magic. Let's go see what they look like. This is so pretty. And you think these are
mixed with these succulents?
I know. Well, we had so many succulents left over from Philippe's party. Just love the idea of different textures, different colors, all in a row so that it feels like there's enough. And remember, we have to kind of extend to this poor table. That's so pretty. I think I should put this one down here so that this table has, right? Because I think in order to extend the decoration. It needs to bleed onto this table. All right, what else you got?
I would not be afraid of this, because that's nature.
Yeah, and it's fall. All right, you want to put this in one of those little
Yeah.
ones? Oh, that's so pretty. It's so cute. There. Then we had this little olive tree left over also from my husband's party that was looking a little dry. So we gave it some water to try to bring it back to life. But then my dad had an idea to utilize some plants that were in my plant graveyard. This is where I put plants that are sort of on their way out. But look, this one sort of came back to life.
Yes.
Look at that. That's
and
gorgeous.
This too, over here.
Yeah, and so what do? You just take it out and then...
Yes, plant it in the base.
Yeah, that's gorgeous. Look at that. All right. And he popped them in the pot with the olive tree. And then he added a few berries to just make it look festive. And we had a whole new arrangement. Then to fill in the holes, I added a few more succulents. I added a couple of arrangements to fill in the holes. And I think it just looked really great against the large-scale pumpkins. I think that's so much a part of creating a tablescape is the layering. Starting with something that's big in scale and then working your way down to small details. I just think there's something that feels really organic and beautiful about that. All right, with this table set, it was time to work on the backyard. And luckily the kids were awake and they were ready to help. We were gonna need a lot of hands because we had to bring all of the greenery to the back. And I also wanted to add a few pillows. So we grabbed the ones that were on the side of the house and decided we would bring these to the backyard. Everything's always more comfortable with a few pillows, especially after Thanksgiving when you really wanna sit back and relax. The pillows coordinate well with all of the white furniture, so I thought we would just put those around. And then I went and got the large tablecloth that I have for a table that we would set up for drinks. These are these gorgeous, like, vases. They're wood, and I thought they went with our natural woodland vibe. But we can put little vases in it and put like berries or leaves. Let's take a look. Oh, that's so pretty. I love that. See, now wait a minute. Can we just stop right here? See, this is my dad's talent on display. This is the kind of thing that I would never have thought of that he comes up with that is just so gorgeous. Look at that. He planted this in this little like vessel and it looks so gorgeous. I absolutely love that.
And these are like paper mache. And
yeah,
they're really great. I bought a bunch of them and the little ones too, which we can
that is so
plant
great.
up with a succulent.
See, Mrs. Harrington was right.
Yes. See, you never know when you're going to use these talents.
Exactly. I love that. It's so pretty. Then I realized we were going to need a bigger table for a bar and for desserts because we were now up to 20 guests. I love these 6-foot foldable tables because they just make it so easy. And then I just add the cloth that matched the pillows and I pop that on top. Now I had a much bigger space for a bar and for serving coffee and desserts. And then we would just put that sweet little arrangement that my dad did on top. And everything looked like it was coming together. Then the next order of business was to create a few more flower arrangements for the outside area. So we have a big table in the center and we were going to use up the greens with that. This is just a great project to get the kids involved in because when the adults are busy trying to get things ready, if you involve the children, it just takes all of their excited energy and puts it someplace. This is my little nephew, Luke, who's here out of town. Now, Luke, tell us, you also have a YouTube channel, right?
Yes.
Tell us about your YouTube channel.
I have two. I have one where I teach kids how to do things. It's called the Kidsplainer.
Which is awesome. I love the Kidsplainer.
I
Yep.
think that our young kids will enjoy it.
Yes. And what ages are you targeting?
Currently, I'm doing 6 to 3.
6 to
Around
3.
there.
Oh, so from 3-year-olds up to
7.
6?
Yeah.
And tell us some of the episodes. Like, what are some of the things you teach?
So I've done how to tie a shoe.
That's
how
very
to
good.
how to pack a lunchbox. I did with.
Yes, I
Entertaining
shot that
stuff.
the last time you were here, right? In my
Yep.
kitchen. Yeah.
And then I've done a lot of different things, like how to ride a scooter, how to
Nice.
make paper airplane.
Nice.
So-
That's great. Well, we're going to check it out. I'll link to it below and you guys can go check it out. I love that arrangement. I think that's gorgeous, you guys. Well done. When we were little, we used to love to help my parents get ready for parties, and my dad would totally enlist us all. My siblings and I would help with the flower arranging, the hors d'oeuvres, getting the house ready. I think it's something that's really sweet about involving the children when you entertain. I think in a way it keeps the creativity flowing from generation to generation. I think it's also a wonderful thing for their confidence to see that the adults admire what the children put together and that they're an equal part of the preparations. Oh yeah, this looks so pretty. Look at this.
I like to mix the succulents in with your beautiful David Austin roses. These are the last roses
I
of summer.
know.
The aroma is delicious.
Oh, it is. It is. I think it's a Windermere, if somebody wants to know. I think they're the Windermere roses by David Austin. And I love them. They're so pretty. And then we had a few more greens left to create a pretty arrangement for the mantle inside the house. Oh, yes. This is a good little team we got here. This looks good. There we go. Excellent. Spit and polish. Okay, I'm feeling really good about our outside here. We're getting everything set up. You can always cook until the wee hours of the night, but if you're entertaining outside, you really need to get this part done so that we're not scrambling around getting this done tomorrow morning when we're wrestling with the turkey, right?
Exactly. And I think with this is for the mantle, so it's one-sided.
Okay,
and
this
I
is its
like
good
the
side.
mixture of your wonderful citrus, but of course you can eat those after.
Yes, after the party we'll
And
eat
then these, once again, are the last roses.
Oh, they're
These
so
are
pretty.
the beautiful icebergs. But don't be afraid if the petals drop, because I think that's part of it.
And another succulent. We are definitely getting our money's worth with the succulents.
And it's nice to mix the succulents.
Yeah. This is so cute. Now I love these. Wait, this is adorable. What is this?
These bags you can get at Amazon. They come 50, and they're not very expensive.
Yeah.
But I thought it would be fun for the kids to draw pictures on here.
Oh my
and
God,
then
that is so
when people take their goodies home with
Yes,
your
with the
boxes that
takeout
you
boxes.
have, they can have it
In there. That's so cute.
It'll be kind of a little
Oh my
bit
gosh.
to remember.
Can't you just whip off a few more? Then the kids got to work on the bags, and it was cute to see what they came up with. It was cute. Happy Thanksgiving.
That one's mine. I got
How's yours, Grammy?
Mine is good. I can't decide what to do more.
I like your pumpkin.
He's a little wobbly, but
All right, now we are in the process of getting the stuffing ready. Yes, I have my expert chopper, cutter, slicer with the bread cubes. I am going to come over here. All right. Okay, then it was time to utilize my workforce and give everybody a job. I think that this is the fun part about Thanksgiving, is getting everybody into the act. But sometimes organizing your workforce can feel really chaotic because you have to keep everybody busy, and sometimes they're only doing one component of a recipe, so you have to be really organized to remember what component has been done and what's left to be done. Now, this is the funniest part of the day. All of the helpers are outside having lunch, and it's actually better this way because now I can be in the kitchen nice and quiet and calming to begin the rest of the recipes. I probably have about 5 more to go, but I think I'll get them done quicker this way by myself. All right, it's 10:30 and I've got to go to bed, but I just wanted to set out all of the dessert plates and cups and silverware. I've got my dessert platters here ready to go and my cake servers. I just feel better when that's all ready, and then all we have to do is take the tray out to the garden and we will be set. I'll just feel much better tomorrow if I'm not running around collecting all that stuff. And I'll sleep better tonight knowing it's done. The only thing I have to do when I wake up tomorrow morning is make the focaccia, get the turkey in the oven, set the tables, and get the bar ready. And I think I can handle that, right? All right, you guys. See you in the morning. Good morning. It is a blustery day. The one thing I didn't get to show you yesterday because I was in such a frenzy was all of these umbrellas that arrived. So it gets pretty sunny out here around lunchtime. So I just wanted some shade. So we rented these umbrellas. I think they work. It certainly looks like a party. All of our arrangements made it through the night, so that's good. And now I'm thinking maybe we just keep some of these leaves, maybe as part of the centerpieces. There, that's sort of pretty. Forgot the corn yesterday. Just tucked into wherever there might be some holes. The baby Indian corn just adds one more texture, and it's also funny how they picked up the color of the leaves that fell throughout the night. And then I had to rent a few chairs because I didn't have enough for 20 people. And then these chairs came with covers, but these are not what we're gonna keep them on. I can just remove all of that. And then it's a much prettier chair we've got there. Okay, I'm gonna get that done. All right, it is time to get the turkey in the oven. So it's looking good. I am going to tent it and put it in. It's gonna take 4 hours and 15 minutes. So I think that's always the big mad dash at Thanksgiving, just trying to make sure that your turkey is in the oven and then you can relax. Okay, nighty night. Mission accomplished. Time to make the focaccia. Look at my bread. Look at the dough. This is looking great. Making homemade bread is something I really love to do for Thanksgiving. It isn't often that I take the time to do it when I'm entertaining a large crowd, but there's something about Thanksgiving that just breaks out the bread baker in all of us. And for this, I turned to my focaccia recipe because it's one of the easiest bread recipes to make. I'll be sure I link to it below. All I had to do was turn it out and let it rise, and then I could work on the rest of the things, like getting our cheese board ready. That was just an easy thing to put together and pop in the fridge. Then I also had some little fine tuning to do on the arrangements on the buffet. The buffet is looking good. We have our arrangements. The corn is in place. The bowls are set. I just need... Oh, wait. I'm forgetting the platter for the turkey. All right, it's time to set the tables. We have about an hour before everybody comes. I'm going to check on my workforce. Okay, this is looking good, you guys.
Mom, we need 2 things.
All right, let's see. What do we need?
We need a table set like this for the house, and a name for the house, and a name for Menno.
Yes. Oh, yes. Can you get on that? Okay, I'll get you the
Can
thing.
you just get me a
Yep.
table set?
I will. Oh, wait, we need the glasses.
I told this one with that.
This is so pretty. We're getting there. It's just about ready. I'm missing a few water glasses. I'm really loving the look of these leaves all over the place. It's like Mother Nature's confetti saying there's a party. It's just so great. It sort of reminds me of that Charlie Brown Thanksgiving special where they were sort of sitting outside with all the leaves. I don't know. We don't get a lot of fall in LA, so when we see falling leaves, it's just so festive. The kitchen is semi-clean. The turkey is looking good. My focaccia is all baked and looking really delicious. This is a great way to do it when you're expecting a crowd, is to take my focaccia recipe and actually bake it in a sheet pan. You get a lot more slices that way for our 20 guests. All of our appetizers, our snacks are waiting here. Okay, I'm dressed. I'm ready for a party with 3 minutes to spare. It's 3 minutes to 12, and people should be here any minute, just coming to do a last look. All right, I think everything is in order. Let's just go take a look at the team by the bar to make sure that they are getting everything in order. That's the bigger question. Yeah. Hi, just making sure this is ready. What kind of brush? This is looking good. No, I don't know, honey. Look in the garage. It's in the garage. Okay, this is looking good. Oh, somebody even put out my little froggy. All right, the buffet's looking good. All right. Okay, I think we're ready. We just need the guests. You ready? Okay. What is going on out there? I don't know. As the guests started to arrive, I took the foil off the turkey. I got the side dishes going, and then I met my sister in the kitchen. Hi, sis. What are you doing?
Putting some flowers that a guest brought, a very special friend, George.
Yes, and so these look
But
gorgeous.
they could keep going on for hours. There's like...
I know. That's what I said. I felt like I won the beauty pageant.
Yes, such a sweet gift.
So what are you excited to eat today? What is your favorite?
Anything that you cook, I love. So I'm just knowing that every bite is going to be delicious.
It sure is.
Yes, can't wait.
All right. Wow, this is looking great. The turkey is ready. I think it is time to get my dad to come do the gravy. This is always the most stressful part, I think, of any Thanksgiving, the timing for anybody. So this is my system with the timing. Once the turkey is done, I bring my dad in and we remove the turkey, set it on the cutting board to rest. Oh my gosh, I know. Ooh, all right, perfect. Look at that.
I don't have to do my exercises today.
My dad is known for his gravy, and for years it used to be a top secret recipe. But as my sister and I got older, we got wiser, and we learned how to write it down. In fact, if you want to know how to make my dad's top secret recipe, you can look in the description and I will include it for you there. I always like to roast the turkey with the turkey neck because it really creates a great flavorful gravy. So while my dad works on that, I work on getting the side dishes ready. I came up with a new technique this year to prevent burning the marshmallows. Basically, you just put your little mini marshmallows on top of the sweet potatoes, heat the casserole, and they brown slowly as opposed to burning. Then it was time to separate the solids and the juice and the fat. For this, I have a new contraption. This thing, I wasn't sure how it works, but basically you pour everything in here, you get the solids, and then you see this little thing? Watch this. See, and it just gives you the gorgeous juice. And then all the fat stays on top. It worked really well, and it was so easy to use. So I'll leave you the link in the description in case you need one for Christmas.
Little bit, and I mean little, bit of curry.
That's the secret ingredient.
Yes.
Once the gravy is almost done, then I like to set out all the cold dishes for the buffet. Our Brussels sprout salad with the grapes. Then I also made the broccoli salad as well as the quinoa and roasted butternut squash salad. Those are on my channel. I shared them a few weeks ago. And then once all of the hot dishes are all heated up and ready to go, then it's time to bring in the carver. And for this, we turn to our very good friend, Michael. Michael has known me since I've been about 11 years old. He's attended every Thanksgiving, every Christmas, and he is the expert carver. There's nobody who does it better. And I think that that is just a great thing to do anytime you're entertaining a special holiday, is to get a significant part of your family, a friend, a relative, and give them the honor to carve the turkey or the meat. One of the things that I always think is fun about Thanksgiving is bringing in people from different cultures or countries to experience it for the first time. I wanted to know what my French nephew was most looking forward to trying.
La dinde.
La dinde. Ah oui, elle est là. The turkeys.
Yeah.
They don't have many turkeys in France. Usually around Christmas time, my mother-in-law will make a big capon, but that's usually about as big as it gets. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for, the turkey was finally ready, and so was everything else. It's always that moment of a sigh of relief when all of your dishes have turned out, everything is heated up, plated, ready to go. This is by far my favorite moment of Thanksgiving, when everything is on the table and the guests come to the buffet for the first time and are so excited to dig in. You did everything. You did the turkey, the stuffing, you got the perfect plate. This is a very American serving. Bonne chance. And then it was time for my own plate. I certainly didn't skimp on trying any of the dishes, that's for sure. There's nothing more gratifying than seeing everybody at the table enjoying each other's company and the food. It makes all of the shopping, the cooking, the cleaning totally worth it. It was certainly a great day.
Oh yes, c'est bon.